What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Equipped Live. I'm Joseph Capehart. I'm the lead technical specialist here at Logitech for Creators, and I bet you're just kind of a little surprised to see me. Unfortunately, Will's not going to be back until next week, so first off, I'd like to apologize to Chris. He's going to make sure that you get the attention that you deserve next week. I unfortunately was not prepared enough to talk about your stuff, but Will's got you next week, I promise. First off, welcome back. If you're your first time viewer, it's good to see you. Welcome to the show. If you have any questions, of course, put them in the chat. If you're a returner, welcome back. Did you miss me? First off, let's talk about what I'm using for today's show. I've got a Blue Spark here. I've got these I think they're A40 Astros, which is wonderful. They're great headphones. If you didn't realize, I can customize them, which are pretty sick. For my lighting, I've got the Lytra Glows. I've got actually 3 of them because all of the lights in the background, you kind of have to blast me a little bit. And then I think that's it. For my audio interface, I'm using a Go XLR with this Spark, and that's going directly into my computer. And last but not least, we are using Melon. You can check it out, melonapp.com. It's a wonderful solution. It's kind of like, it is kind of like Streamlabs. It's ran by a team that's separate from Streamlabs here at Logitech for Creators, but it's all web-based, so it's super cool. If you've not had a chance to check it out, go to melonapp.com to do that. Oh, and last but not least, I guess I almost missed. I'm using a Mevo Start. Using Mevo Start via wireless webcam mode. However, it's not wireless. I have it running via Ethernet because I enjoy stability, and the show is important to us, so I want to make sure that I have wired via Ethernet to ensure I do not disconnect, because that's just terrible. It's not good. It's simply not good. Yeah, it looks like we got Will in the chat. Hello, Will. I am back. You got to bring me back on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday I got to come back. First show in 5.5 months or so. So it's cool to be back. I enjoy it. We've got Jared here. What's up, fellow bald bearded brother? Hello, Jared. Welcome. Loves the shirt. Awesome. Yeah, if you guys have any comments, you have any questions, please put them in the chat. You can ask me anything regarding Logitech for Creators. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. And of course, we get to see our live streaming family come back and show us some love. Looks like we've got Ryan on here. Hello, Ryan. Hello. Leslie. Nice to see you. Yeah, so actually a really good thing. It looks like Ron brought up more than 3 cameras. Absolutely. If you're unaware, Mevo Multicam unlocked more than 3 cameras this week. And we're seeing people using 5 cameras, 6 cameras. And I even seen this morning, someone had successfully used 8 cameras. I know Will has had 10, so I'm waiting for someone to finally beat 10. But for now, I guess 8's the closest we've gotten to beating Will when it comes to more than 10 cameras. So 8, that's 8. Getting 8. If you hit higher than 8, you got to let me know, because I'm going to share it within the community, our internal community over on our Slack for Logitech. Definitely want to share that. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitch. You can find us on Twitch at Logitech C. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/Logitech for Creators. And we're live on Facebook at Mevo Camera. And of course, that's been shared to our customer group. So for Mevo, if you're not part of the Mevo customer group and you're a Mevo user, go check it out. If you do not have a Mevo and you're curious about learning more about it, the customer group's a great place to go to check that stuff out. Tracy says, "Hey Joe, hey Tracy, nice to see you." God, it's cool to see some names. It seems some names in here that I've not seen in a while. We got Laser Less in the chat. And a lot of these conversations are happening over on Twitch. If you are not checking out Twitch and you're watching on a different platform, highly recommend going over to Twitch. Mostly because Twitch has just better quality in general, in my opinion. A lot of people will agree with me. And, you know, it just seems to mess with the color of the lights a little bit differently. And actually, I'm curious. Do I say collar weird? Is it collar? Collar? I got teased a little bit at one point for how I say color. I'm from Ohio. But yeah, Twitch does not modify the camera nearly as much. Yeah, see, Jared says quality is 100% better on Twitch, which he can say that because he's literally watching both on Twitch and on Facebook, because he's also, on Twitch. So yeah, see, Jared, collar. I don't know. My old boss used to tell me and correct me on it. I think it's pretty funny. Color. Laserless says he would go for 15 if he had them. Wouldn't we all? Wouldn't we all? I guess that's a lie. I have a bunch of Meevos. I'd probably have 15. But I just have no need for 15 yet. Although I did think about putting them around the house, you know, have a dog cam. Maybe we talked about 3D printing a little bit last show, so maybe we put one down there in my 3D print farm. I don't know. Show you guys a little bit of my neighborhood, have one out front. You can get all types of crazy with Meevos. Here we go. Jared says, I control over 20, but not at the same location. Jared's talented. Jared knows things. He knows things. And we've got Chris. I have 6 for this weekend's show, and I wish I had 9. Well, Chris, no one's stopping you. We definitely have more inventory. Not here to push product or nothing, but we've got the inventory to do it. What are you shooting this weekend, Chris? Let us know. I'm curious. And speaking of that, let us know where you're watching from. I haven't gotten to do that for a while, so I don't really know how much our reach has spread. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. I myself am in New Jersey, right across from Staten Island. And but I am from Ohio, so sometimes you'll catch me in weird places during the shows. And Jared says, you don't have a cam on your printers? That's a must for me. I have I have 2 cameras on them, but they're just not hooked up through. I can't bring them in because one of them's not a Mevo, one of them is, but it's off right now. So yeah, definitely. Awesome. As always, put your questions in the chat. I'm happy to answer anything. And, you know, just talk about anything. I've been gone for 5.5 months. Let me know what you all have been up to. It's been a minute. Laserless, Mr. Joe Mevo, nice to see you again. Yeah, it sounds like I'll be a regular on the show whenever Will needs me, like today. And then on Tuesdays, I will be a regular again for more of the FAQ type shows. I'm here to answer questions, but we'll leave the demos and stuff to Will because he's kind of mastered that kind of stuff. Jared says, no. Jared, you're on YouTube too? No chatter out here in YouTubeverse? Yeah, it's just you. I see that. You poor thing. Well, there's 5 people in there. If you're on YouTube, say hi to Jared. Jared's on all 3 platforms right now. He wants to talk to everyone. He wants to absolutely talk to everybody. Actually, I'm curious. How many of you are actually using Lytra glows now? Because that was basically one of the last shows that I did 5.5 months ago, and I know they've basically been sold out for the entire duration since I've been gone. Demand on those are very high, so I'm curious if any of you got your hands on one and is using it regularly, because I can't imagine not having one. If you look, like, I'll show you what it looks like. I get really, really dark without my lights, and that just does not look at that. That doesn't look good. But the Lytra glow changes all of that. And Gordon says, Jared is everywhere. You are not wrong, Gordon. He's literally on all 3 channels right now doing things. But let me know if you're using a Lytra glow. If someone has one, let me know if you haven't used it yet. Let me know if you have one, or if you got on like a waiting list or something for one. Because as you can see right now, like, I'm just all different types of colors, right? From all of my ambient lighting. So the Mevo doesn't like this. So if I just toss on my glows, got my glows powered on. And it's kind of funny because someone had asked me recently if I was using something like a DSLR because my face had popped so much due to all of the lighting. It really changes everything. Blazer says he uses a Godox Light TL30. Jared says he looks better with no lights. Oh, lordy. Ron says, do the cameras need an update for more than 3 cameras or just my iPad? So it should just be the iPad app. Once you update multicam app for your device, it should automatically allow you to. Now, when you go to try to add that that 4th camera, you're going to get a prompt warning you essentially that kind of that, like, not all devices are going to be able to power or run that many cameras. So it's going to warn you, and it's also going to link you to an article on help.mevo.com. It's going to kind of walk through some troubleshooting steps if you run into issues. But if you do run into issues, I highly recommend dropping down to the standard 3 cameras. And many people wondered why we waited so long, and that is exactly why. Not every device is going to be able to run more than 3 cameras. And we're seeing a lot of success with newer iPads. And when it comes to, like, for example, I've got an old Note 8 here, and I tried to run 8 cameras off of that, and the phone overheated. So it really comes down to making sure you have a newer device and make sure you kind of set yourself up for success. We do have an article. It talks about a bunch of different things. Let's see if I can pull that up for you all and kind of show you some of the stuff that you have to kind of keep into consideration when it comes to running more than 3 cameras. Let's see. How many cameras? Mevo. Yeah, there we go. If you've not used Google to find an article of ours, they index our website very well. Just want to point that out. Let me see. Let me go ahead and share screen here. We're going to do this screen. Yes, I understand. And we're going to share this one. Let me just... Yeah, so there's a really good article right now where you can see all of the stuffs and share. Now, I'm logged in as an admin, so we do not want... Oh, it popped up as Will's screen. That's interesting. So you can see here, how many cameras can I use? And there's some warnings here, and there's also some improved performances for your mobile device. Super important. There's like close all the other applications on your device, lower brightness on your screen, provide external power to lower the battery temperature, lower your resolution, increase your latency, use a dedicated network via Ethernet instead of wireless. And if none of these have improved your experience, you should lower the number of cameras or use a newer, more powerful device. So you can find this on help.mevo.com. How many cameras can I use? And it walks you through a bunch of really cool stuff. You need version 1.4.3. And we will have soon some setups that we've tested, because we have like 8, I think, that we've tested successfully without issue, or with mostly success. And then we'll also try to warn like setups that aren't working so well. But I'm waiting for that data before I can put it up there, unfortunately. Excellent. Let's go back to the chat for a little bit. Shmirno says, "You are back. Great hi from the Dominican Republic." I am back. I'm typically on the Tuesday shows now, as requested. But I'm stepping in for Will today because he's just got some stuff going on. So here I am. Lucky us. Got Laser. What is Google? Google it's a new technology that is recently been released. Actually, Google is life. That's how you get all the information. If you don't Google a question before you ask somebody in public, then what are you doing? Jared says, "Wish you were closer. I love music. The music fest we just had in Memphis wasn't as good as past year." Is that from Chris? Is that what Chris said he was doing? Yeah, there we go. Our organization is having a 3-day art and music festival in a local brew barn and cidery. Oh, North Central Massachusetts. I will be broadcasting interview with my 2 Blue Yetis. Gotta love them. With the musicians, and then we will be checking in throughout the weekend to feature our musicians and bands. Okay, so I'm not naturally from New Jersey. So how far are we? Because I would like to go to something like that. That sounds wonderful. Massachusetts. 5.5 hours. Lord have mercy. All right. Maybe not yet, Chris. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Jared says he's going to be experimenting soon with Lytras. Really wish I could control it via the Mevo app. Maybe one day, Jared. Maybe one day. I would like to see it too. And anything that you can do to minimize the amount of apps that are required would be wonderful, especially for an anywhere type of setup like a Mevo. So the last thing you want to do is feel like you have to manually control things when you're not at a computer. Let's see here. What? Ryan says, still waiting on Google to push the update from Multicam to the Play Store. It's still not changing to iOS. Yeah, they should both be live now, I believe. We've seen people successfully using it. If you're not seeing it, that's very strange. Very odd. Scroll. How do we do more than 3 Mevos on the same app? I'm assuming that's what that is. So to do that, you need to go and update your Mevo Multicam app. If you don't have Mevo Multicam, you can find it on iOS or the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. And as long as you have the latest version, you just add a 4th camera, 5th camera, 6th camera, until you start running into some issues. If you start running into issues, then don't add more cameras or use a more powerful device. You need to go visit Shmirno, Jared, in the Dominican Republic. I agree. I'm also due for a vacation. Yeah, and I just got confirmation from Will. Both of the apps are live on the App Store. So if you're still seeing issues, let me know. Yeah, and that'd be a good idea. Ron says, have you tested 8 at 1920 by 1080? Yes, we have. Will has done 10. He's had some buggy success with, pushing it at 10 at 1080. But I don't think all of them were like running via Ethernet or anything. I think it was like they were all like sporadically placed around his apartment or house. So, but yes, if you go to the Facebook group, Ron, if you're not on the Facebook group, Mevo camera or Mevo customer group, someone just posted that they're using 8 successfully at 1080 without much issue. Chris is hoping for a great show. It's going to be 90 plus degrees. I'll tell you something. It hit 85, I think, here in Jersey 3 days ago, and I turned my air conditioners on. I can't handle it. Way too humid here. Not a big fan. Let's see here. Jared says $5 for a gallon of fuel. Go for it. I am not driving up to Massachusetts. Luckily, I don't need gas, but I'm not driving to Massachusetts. Not 5.5 hours. If it was closer, like 3 hours, I'd totally go for 3 hours. Not doing 5 hours. A cider and some bands. That sounds like a great time. Sounds like a wonderful time. Let's see here. Scroll. Visited the DR. 10-4 rubber ducky. Yeah, Nathan, let us know if you run into any issues. We're happy to help. You've got me for at least the next 40 minutes. So if you run into any issues, I'm happy to talk about it. Let's see here. So Jared's saying that he had to actually reboot his tablet a couple times for the App Store to populate it, which is strange. Okay, Ryan clarified. The issue is on his end for internet. Gotcha. Oh no, Jared, I do not want to visit you because I do not like humidity, and I also don't like the heat. Most people are like, I'm going on vacation. Where are you going? To the beach. I'm like, I just want to stay inside where there's air conditioning. Sun is bad. I just feel super uncomfortable in the sun all the time. Oh, don't feel bad, Leslie. I did have a cool shirt on, Leslie. I was wearing the Sideline HD shirt. I was telling Will that I need to get one for, we've got one for blue. I've got my Mevo Logi shirt here. I've got my Logitech for Creators shirt. I just need to create like just a specific drawer just for all of my cool shirts for brands, because I think that'd be fun to kind of rotate through during the show. Awesome. Cool. Oh, nope. I'm getting this random spam call. I don't know about you guys, but spam on phones lately has been out of this world. Absolutely uncontrollable. Okay. Awesome. Well, keep the questions coming. Keep the conversations coming. I'm going to keep up as much as I can. Laser says sun is not bad. No, sun is bad. Sun is dangerous. I don't like it. I like electronics and air conditioning inside of a cool house. Not a fan of going outside. Although I do like sports. But keep in mind, I like the two sports that I actually enjoy. Baseball, it's during spring. It's a little humid. But then fall, football. So it's not terribly bad. Jared's asking any swag for customers. I don't think we have any shirts, like specifically Mevo ones. I think Logitech has a store, but I don't know if we have anything. And then Leslie's asking about a Mevo shirt. We do not make them anymore, but I don't think we even have any extras either because we closed down the warehouse in Brooklyn. So sadly not. Ethan's asking, how are the table stands for Mevo? I like mine. I've got one. Oh, somewhere over here. Where'd it go? Oh, I did move it. I don't know what I did with it. I had one somewhere. They're very nice. They're super convenient to adjust. It's got like 3 adjustable knobs type things. So they're like ball joints. So you can rotate it. You can raise it up pretty high, have it point straight down. A lot of really cool ways to get different angles on the table mount, opposed to like a standard up and down tripod. Kind of like, it's not like this floor mount here. There. It's not like that where it's just straight up and down. It is straight up and down, but then it has 3 ball joints that you can adjust so you can get all different types of really cool angles. Chris says, could you imagine if Logitech spam called you and let you know that your Mevo's warranty is expired? I mean, we do have a warranty though. So would it be spam if we were letting you know? I don't think we like really track it actively. Like we just know based off your purchase date. And if you didn't purchase it from us, we would have no idea. You'd have to provide proof of purchase. And we would never spam you. Anything from Logitech is never spam. So if you guys see a Logitech email or anything, you're gonna have to go ahead and put the "it's not junk" button. Just to be clear, we do not want to waste that. You need to do the dropship shirt. Print is needed. Yeah. No, I would love to get more. Like I'm full on with like getting work gear, like whether it's shirts, hats. We got a sweater recently for Logitech for Creators, which was really cool. If you didn't go check it out, we actually had Logitech for Creators hosted in Roblox the first concert. What was it, like last month or 2 weeks ago or something? Let me see if I can pull that up. The details. Logitech for Creators, using that Google technology again. Yeah, so we hosted, Bretman Rock hosted a concert with Lizzo on Roblox. And if you got to check it out, if you didn't, you can go on YouTube and find the full video. However, if you did get to check it out, you got to see like lots of really cool swag in there. That was really fun. Like, so they had like hats and shirts and all types of cool stuff. That was Logitech for Creators branded. So I kind of wish they would make some of that stuff real. If it's not, if it is, and someone's watching who can make it real, someone should point me in that direction, because I would like all of the swag, please, or like all of the things. Chris says he owns a Mevo stand. It's super heavy duty and very well built. Yes, definitely strong. I mean, you could go on Amazon getting like significantly cheaper ones, but they're like very, very light, very, very fragile, as they say, fragile. Nate is asking, any plans for a Windows app? I know about NDI and multicam webcam hook-in. Would be awesome to have OBS Streamlabs control. So considering we own Streamlabs, and not, when I say we, I don't mean Mevo, I mean Logitech for Creators does own Streamlabs. I would love to see that integration. I am unaware of any kind of roadmap where that's included, or at least that I could talk about. So maybe someday. I'd personally like to see it, because anybody who's been following Mevo for a long time, we went from live stream to Vimeo to Mevo to Logitech. So when it was under live stream, the original founders of Mevo, they had software called Livestream Studio, which is now owned by Vimeo. Confusing, I know. But Livestream Studio 6 has direct control of Mevo directly integrated. So, and I liked that. I think it's really cool to see. And I would love to see that same similar setup in Streamlabs. Let's see here. So Jeff Young, good afternoon, guys. I just got my DJI wireless microphone kit. I can't wait to get using it. I think this will be a good addition for me. Yeah, Jeff, let us know how that goes. I've not gotten my hands on one yet. I've tested the Rode Wireless Go's pretty heavily with Mevo specifically, but let us know how the DJI wireless ones go, because they're still relatively new, I think. I remember talking about it back in January. I think they had just released it. So it's only a few months out, I believe. So let us know what you think. Nathan is asking, are the stands counterweighted? They've got a really big base, so I don't think they really need it. The Mevo is not heavy enough for it. If you put something heavier on there, yes, I would imagine so. Oh, Nathan said they came out this week. Let me see, DJI wireless microphone release date. Maybe they announced it back in January and it just come out. Oh yeah, here it is. It will not. So it says they were marred by shipping delays. It won't hit shelves until April 2022. So it looks like it finally made it out this week. It's available to buy, but it will not ship. Okay, so it was January. It was supposed to ship. So they've just been dealing with a lot of delays. Yeah, let us know how it is. I haven't really kept up with it since they first were supposed to ship it. He says in here for the UK. Yeah, based on Google, it's saying that there was significant delays for shipping for it. So yeah, let us know how it goes. I've honestly not been able to use it, or obviously no one's really gotten their hands on it yet. So I'd be curious to see how it plays. Nathan says, to the Amazon. I agree. That's how I feel when it comes to questions. It's to the Google. And if I'm looking up a product, it's typically to the Amazon. Let me take a look at these. DJI mic. I do like their case. I will say that. It looks fancy. Big fan of the case. Yeah, super intrigued. Definitely let us know, Nathan. Let us know. I'll be back on Tuesday, I believe. So if you know anything by Tuesday, come back and talk to me about it, because I want to know. Let's see here. Yeah, it's quality, laserless, asking how it's going to be used. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to wireless microphones, right? So you typically see them, on mobile creators, whether it is, at house of worship with a pastor pacing back and forth, or whether it's a band, or whether, you're just doing mobile interviews. I've seen a lot of cool things where people have and I'm going to bring up 3D printing just because it's kind of my thing these days. But someone actually 3D printed a wand that turns the wireless microphone. You mount it to the end of the wand, and you put like a dead cat cover at the end, so it looks like an actual handheld microphone. And they use it in that way. And I think that's super creative and super cool to do. So if you haven't thought about doing that, you should. And if you do it, send pictures, because I want to see it. Because I absolutely would love to see it. Let's see. So Jeff says he does a podcast every week. I have 2 speakers that use it. I was using Mevo mic and that worked, but the speakers would accidentally disconnect or mute it, and it was always an issue. I think this will solve it. Yeah, I can totally see that being an issue at times. And yeah, I mean, going to an actual dedicated microphone. So the Mevo mic app is like a great solution, especially for if you don't have the funds to necessarily go buy a dedicated solution. I mean, you get it for free. So it's definitely a great solution, but I could see the need for a dedicated, a dedicated solution, such as like a Rode Wireless Go or the DJI mics, or I mean any wireless microphone. I know we tried to use them for a little bit, wireless microphones for the show, although we were pretty static, so it didn't really make too much sense. It was just we had cables everywhere, so we gave it a go. Here we go. Jim says, hey, Joseph, just got on. Welcome, Jim. Nice to see you back. How do I update to the latest multicam app? Does that happen when I connect the Mevo Start to my phone or MiFi? So you don't need to be connected to the Mevo to do it. It's just the app that changes. So just go to your app store and update. Look up the multicam app and look up the Mevo multicam and update. Now, some people were saying during the show today so far that you could run into issues where the app is not updating and saying there's an update, and that they actually had to do a restart on their tablet to get it to populate. Oh, Nathan says, I'm assuming he's talking about the mic wand. He says it'll sit in the drawer like the rest of the trinkets, is what he's saying. Really bad at buying trinkets and not using them. Vigil says he uses the Rode Wireless Go 2. Definitely a popular choice for the Mevo community. I'm curious, how many of you all use, does anybody actually use the Mevo mic app, actually? The Mevo mic app in conjunction with the Rode mic? So, instead of using the receiver into the Mevo, do you use it into, the mobile device instead? I'm curious if anybody does that. Not sure why you would want to, but with the kind of because you can input audio into your phone or tablet and it'll go into the Mevo. You can also input audio into the Mevo mic app on the phone and tablet, and it'll send it as well. So I'm curious if anybody actually takes their wireless receiver and puts it into the mobile device instead of going direct to the Mevo Start. And if you do, why would you do that? Because I'm curious, because that is technically a solution that should, in theory, work. Here we go. Laser says, I think the next Mevo should have the ability to attach different lenses. I think that's a great idea. I mean, people have been asking for optical lenses and zooms for, I joined the community back in 2017, and people have always wanted that. So, I should have eaten lunch before the show. I'm feeling wiped. I think I'm also using too much energy on the show. I'm gonna have to get a little bit more drained out and just kind of get flat with it. Not use all my energy to be excited. Let's see here. Nathan says, still finding my way around the app and toys. Yes, lots of stuff. Lots of stuff to do in Mevo Worlds. And I mean, if you mentioned earlier, I think something about Streamlabs and integrating directly, even more stuff in the Streamlabs stuff and their setups. Jared says, using the Mevo mic app with a wireless transceiver like Rode would expand the distance because the Mevo app works over Wi-Fi, correct? You're right. That's a very good point. I never thought about that. Yeah, so if you're beyond a certain distance, you could technically put the receiver on though, because the audio would never make it to the receiver. Although the Mevo mic app would never disconnect, the mic would never stay connected to the receiver. Right? Maybe. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, Jared. I think that's... Jeff says, I used the lapel mic on the Mevo mic, and that worked as long as they didn't accidentally pull the cord. Yeah, I could see it being troublesome because, like, right, you're connecting to a phone, unless your phone's small, which most phones these days are, like, ginormous. Super big. Jim uses the Movo VXR10 Universal Video. What is that? Movo VR VXR10 Universal. Oh, it's the microphone. Oh, yeah. Lots of people use those, I think. Very popular one. Very popular one. Laserless, more energy. I'm assuming that's a let's go. You used all your L's in laserless. You put gets go. It's okay, though. I understand what you meant, laserless. I understand what you meant. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I need more energy. I need to eat is what I need to do. It's a tough one. 100-foot cable. Yeah, that could solve it. It'd be a little crazy, but it could work. You know what I should do is usually I'm like, even on the show the other day, I had coffee. I did not do that today. I should have had coffee. Was not anticipating doing the show today, but it's been really cool to hang out with you guys. And actually, let's take a quick break and let's talk. If I can get it to pull up without breaking anything. Let's talk for a second about the other segments that these guys have put together in the past. So let's see. We've got this one, Host React. Host React is supposed to be today. We were supposed to go over Chris's stuff, but we're going to go over it next week. So Will's going to go over the stuff that Chris has submitted and kind of react to his setup, his creation station. And you can do it too. You can submit stuff to equiplive@logitech.com, subject Host React. Very important to put that so it doesn't get lost in the inbox. But you can submit your stuff too, and you can have Will react to it, or if you want me to be a part of it, I'm happy to react to it as well and take a look. And you can be featured on the show. And last but not least, or at least this might not be last, could be last. Become a user tester. If you have not yet, go into this form here. I'm going to give you guys a second to type it out, or you can check out the link in the description. I believe it's on both YouTube and on Facebook. I don't think Twitch allows it, but it might be in the Twitch thing. Oh, yes, on Twitch it has our Willow link. So you can actually open the Willow link and it should have the Become a Tester link there. So you can get there pretty quickly as well. And what does this mean? So basically you get to become a tester. We get to select you based on the criteria that we need for specific products or packaging or updates. And we'll ask you questions. Sometimes you'll even do one-on-one interviews, and we'll ask you about unreleased products. We'll ask you about packaging changes. Is it clear? And we'll even sometimes have you participate in upcoming software or firmware changes that could potentially be released to the public. And you get to have a direct impact on what we're doing here at Logitech. So if that's something that interests you, I highly recommend checking it out. And like I said, it's in the descriptions on YouTube and on Facebook, and then on Twitch, you can find it on our Willow link that has all of that cool stuff there. Let's see here. I think that's it for there. Except now, I haven't used Melon for a hot second because I haven't been part of the show, so it's taking me a second to get around here. Awesome. All right, let's see here. Let's see, we got a question. Jeff's asking, how can you sync the audio to your video? It is off quite a bit. I don't understand how this is supposed to be lined up or how it could be corrected. Or is it just my connection? Do you know what it is? So it's could be a few different things. So basically, when it comes to audio sync with Mevo, if you're using the Mevo, you should send your audio source directly to the Mevo. And then the Mevo app will actually sync the audio for you before it sends it via NDI. Now, if you're sending it to your computer, there's going to be a delay. I highly recommend sending your audio directly to the Mevo. That way it can match audio timestamps with your video timestamps and then send it off via NDI or whatever source you're trying to use. Here it says, need to send you some coffee. I've got coffee. I was trying to cook lunch before the show because I haven't had a chance to eat. And then I finished lunch, but I didn't have time to eat. So I'm going to have to eat as soon as we're done here, which is not a big deal. I'm happy to be hanging out with you all. It's been a minute. It's fun to catch up with everyone. Oh, it looks like we've got some spam. Let's see if I can get rid of that if no one's done it yet. Got to enable mod mode. Oh, I don't have I'm not logged in. RIP. Well, don't listen to that guy telling you to buy subscribers. I have to log in. I'm not logged in, so I can't do it. Will, if you could log in on the Logitech for Creators account and do that for me, that'd be awesome. I'm not even sure if you can see it since you weren't in here at the time, but maybe. Let's see here. Gordon says he tends to use the Rode Wireless Go versus the Mevo mic. Tend to like to keep the phone free as I use it for so many other things. Yeah. No, I totally get it. And like I said, you need all of these extra mobile devices to use the Mevo mic app, right? And then now with Mevo Multicam, you're really like dedicated to having the app left open because you can't really put it in the background unless you're using Android. And then you have to worry about battery life for the phones. It's simply not as good as a lot of other solutions on a phone. So definitely some other wild stuff. Oh, is Jeff talking about my audio? Is my audio out of sync? I don't know. I'm not sure, Jeff. My audio should be in sync. But if it's not, yeah. Usually you can just refresh, typically. Jared, are you limited to one Mevo mic app per Mevo camera? No, you can have up to 3. And honestly, since we've unlocked Mevo Multicam to have more than 3 camera sources, I wonder if we'll unlock, if we haven't already, I may not have been keeping up. I wonder if we want to unlock Mevo mic app for more than 3. I'm not sure where the 3 number came in for the Mevo mic app. My audio is cool. Great. Yeah, Will says it's fine. Jim says it's fine. Jared says it's fine. I think Laser said it was good. So I'm not sure, John. I wish I could fix that for you. Or not John, Jeff. I apologize. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe try a different platform if it's not working for you here on Twitch. It might be beneficial to try out. I have an idea about an audience Q&A. Let's hear it, Jared. I'm curious what your idea is. Absolutely curious. I love ideas. Big fan, actually. Big old fan. Looking at all of these things. Jared says my audio is fine on all platforms. I aim to succeed on all platforms. I don't try to be too biased for Twitch. But I like to think that I tested my audio well enough. Jared says, or no, Laser less. Let's hear it. Yeah, let's hear the idea. Jim wants to know. I want to know. We all want to know. Let's hear the idea, Jared. We're all ears here. We need your idea. And if it's a good one, I might steal it and then say it was my idea because why not? Just kidding. I would never do that. I would never. Awesome. Well, if you're just joining us, I'm watching the numbers here. They look to be fluctuating up and down. If you're just joining us here at Equip Live Q&A, I am Joseph Capehart. I'm the lead technical specialist here at Logitech for Creators Customer Success Team. I feel like the title just gets longer and longer. And if you're curious what I'm using today for the show, I've got a Mevo Start here as my main camera. I'm using Lytra Glows for my lighting, which once again, I kind of want to show you again just because I don't think I can praise this product enough for how much it does for me. Look at that. Look at that. I'm not like Jared. I don't look better in the dark. So, yeah, so you definitely need lighting. And if you're not sure, if you're not aware of what the Lytra Glow is, we do have a really cool video I can show you once we get the idea from Jared. If Jared doesn't give us the idea here soon, we'll play the video to show you the Lytra Glow, which is super cool. Now for my audio, which should hopefully be in sync on all 3 platforms, is the Blue Spark. It's the Blackout edition. I believe it's the only edition available now for the Blue Spark. It's an XLR microphone that goes into my Go XLR. It goes into the back of the Mevo Start, and it's going via wireless Ethernet to melanapp.com, which is another creation from Logitech for Creators, which is super cool if you like to do interviews and stuff, because you can bring people in, and it's super awesome and super convenient. You don't have to worry about things like audio sync, which we struggled with for quite a while. We tried OBS, we tried Streamlabs, Livestream Studio. We just couldn't figure it out. And like, I think Video Ninja is another one. We tried Skype, we tried Zoom. We struggled with audio sync. So if you yourself are struggling with something similar, check out melanapp.com, where they manage all of your guest stuff for you. Pretty awesome. All right. I'm going to try to all right, I'm going to read this. Oh, this is Jared's idea. Jeez, Jared. I'm like stuck under this thing. All right, utilizing the Mevo Mic app. That's what I have an idea with. Depending on how many Mevo Mic apps you can run. I mean, I've ran a panel before and I want to use the Mevo Mic app via a QR code. When the audience walks in to sit down, drop the cams on an open network and do some cool automation with the Bluetooth beacon for Wi-Fi connection and app push if plausible. I don't quite understand. I'm sorry. Oh, like a queuing system. Yeah, I totally agree. Like if someone could have if everyone could have the Mevo Mic app and they could like name themselves or maybe even a seat number. And you could the producer could be like, if they're like selecting like a person to speak, if they have a question or something, they could just select the seat number in the app and it would jump to them so they could talk into their phone instead of somebody running around with a mic. Yeah, I think I get it now. Yeah, that's what he was saying. So the audience would have the Mevo Mic app access. They could ask their questions while you're streaming. Yeah, so you don't have someone running around with a microphone. Mario says, hi. Hello, Mario. It's me, Mario. He even has the Mario icon. Big fan of that. Welcome, Mario. Welcome to Equip Live. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. Anything Logitech for Creators centered, whether it's Melanapp, Streamlabs, Blue, Lytra, Mevo, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right. Let's see. Those mic runner jobs are vital to the workforce. They are absolutely vital. You are not wrong. Yeah, you got to run around. You got to run around. It's an exercise. I myself would not do it. So definitely recommend. I think your idea is a great idea. I don't know how we would execute it, but I would absolutely, I'll absolutely share it. Because if you think about it, that would probably really, I don't know. I'm going to pass it along. I will say that, Jared. I'll pass that idea along and let everyone know because I think it's a great idea. See, Jim says, I just got back from a whoa, why didn't I pressed it? Jim got back from a conference and your idea is so badly needed. Well, Jim. Well, there you go, Jared. Your idea is being pushed even further. I will absolutely let the parties who need to know about all of those things so we can move forward. Oh, it just did that thing. Huh. I'm not smart enough to create it. I'm just a user. There you go. What we got here? Jeff says, I just ordered the Netgear Nighthawk M6 Pro. It'll be a few weeks before it comes in. For those using it, do you connect directly to it, or do you use a hub or router to connect to that and then to that? That's a good question. That is a great question. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, Will, if you're still watching, it did that chat thing you were talking about where it jumps times. Yeah, I don't know about that that Nighthawk one, so I really can't speak on it, unfortunately. Eric says, I use my Mevo for my daughter's softball and basketball games. I really need better zoom. Any chance a new version is coming with the 4K sensor? I would still broadcast in 1080, but I would need to be able to zoom without it getting so grainy. Interestingly enough, Eric, so our previous generation was actually 4K, and it broadcasted in 1080. So the last generation, the Mevo Plus and the Mevo first generation, were both 4K sensors. The Mevo Start looks better than it. So I definitely think that I think it's a great idea. I'm not sure increasing the sensor size is the answer. I think maybe going to an optical zoom which would be super cool. But I will definitely pass your thoughts along. But just from based on what we've seen and we've done in the past with the Mevo First Gen and Mevo Plus, I think potentially going a different direction would be the smarter choice. Awesome. What we got here? That is where we need to slap on lenses. Yep. See, that's I'm with you guys. Yeah, Eric says, yep, optical zoom would be even better. Yeah, I think that's really the only solution, really, at the end of the day, because you can increase the sensor size, and we've just not seen the return that we want from like the first gen and the Mevo Plus, which is why the Start went back to 1080. It is also a newer sensor, which allows more light in, so it works better in low light than the previous generations. But yeah, and Jim makes a good point. An optical zoom, I'm not sure if he means that idea is money or it would cost more money, because an optical zoom technology would probably cost more. But I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I don't get to do those. I don't get to design the cameras. I just get to point them towards your suggestions. But I think they referred to me and Will, and Greg. I think they referred to us as the pulse of the user, which means we get to basically live in the community and take your ideas and hopefully bring it to fruition by letting everyone know. Let's see here. Jared says his 11-month-old decided to pull all of his cables out while he wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I don't have any kids, but I have a dog, and Echo would interrupt everything if he could. He's 2 rooms away with both doors closed. When I go live, I have to keep him away. Laser says he was thinking about using the lenses that you can put on a cell phone. So I've seen some users try this, and here's the issue with that, is that my broken phone here, these lenses are significantly smaller than a Mevo one. So if you were to take a lens that fits a phone, it would absolutely not fit it. So basically, you would see the outer rim of that smaller lens. You would have to get a bigger lens just to cover it up, but then you would actually have to mount it. But I don't see a scenario where using a phone one would be that would last. Eric says, I'll pay the extra. I will pay the extra. All right, Jim, let's see what you got. Don't get me wrong, I'd pay more for that optical zoom, but how many more would consider the same to justify a manufacturing run on a new camera? Yeah, those are decisions that are made above my definitely above my pay grade. I don't like I said, I get to pass that stuff along, but I'm sure somebody is thinking exactly those things that you've just pointed out. Laser says, I noticed you have a long work name title. Did you take that over a raise? I would never take a title over a raise. But I do have, my title is technically only lead technical specialist. But typically, if you were here before Equip Live and you were here around Mevo Live, it was technical specialist for Mevo. Now I'm the technical specialist for Logitech for Creators customer success team. So those other areas aren't technically part of my title, but I also wanted to be clear that I'm the technical specialist for Logitech opposed to for just Mevo, because we work for all of Logitech now. We are no longer specifically under the Mevo umbrella, where we were previously. Let's see here. Faith says, hello, Faith. Welcome. Hello, I'm running 3 Mevo through the multicam app, and I have serious lagging. Ooh, we got a subscriber. That was cool. And have serious lagging while recording and in playback. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry. Thank you in advance for any insight. Serious lagging while recording and in the playback. And when you say lagging, like your audio and video is not in sync, or if you could provide some more information, I'd love to help where I can. Only have like a few more minutes left before the show's over. So if we don't get to a solution before that, you can always go to help.mevo.com and open up a support ticket with our CX team over at Mevo, and they'd be happy to help. But Jared points out likely cause your router, potentially a thing. Also could be your mobile device. It could be struggling. A lot of different things out there. To keep into consideration. Jared says the Mevo is the cheapest that's out there for streaming, like a very robust for the price and functionality. Yeah, a lot of stuff that you can do with Mevo that a lot of people don't really think about. I'm going to wait for your response, Faith, if you can provide some more information. But in the meantime, before we close this out today, I want to make sure I cover these things one more time. Be sure to come back next week on Thursday. We do host React. Of course, we do go live on Tuesdays as well, and I'll be part of that again, I believe, next week. So you can come back Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see Equipped Live. But be sure to submit Host React. If you have cool setups or creation stations that you want to share and you want it to be featured on the show, you can email equipplive@logitech.com, subject Host React. And then just fill out the form that we provide and we can get you squared away. So you can get in and get your stuff featured and we can talk about it. And if you want to become a user tester, like I was talking about, if let's say in hypothetical, we were working on new products, which it's unheard of for a company our size to work on new products. If we are to work on new products, we need testers. We need your feedback and we want your feedback. We're building products for you and not for us. So what better way to get your feedback than to become a tester? We ask our users specifically on unreleased products, what they think of them, what they would change, what they would add, what they would love to see, to find any shortcomings of their current products. We do the same thing for packaging, software, firmware changes. So if you want to be a part of that, you can, of course, scan the QR code here on the screen, type in the URL here, or you can find the link in our description on Facebook or on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, you can go to the side and find our Willow link, which has a link to become a user tester to fill out a form there as well. Now I've got Mario stuck in my head because of that Mario character. Craziness. So I'm gonna keep going around here. Did Faith looking for Faith? Yes, the video moves very slowly. Oh, my overlay's still up. I'm gonna get back into these things. There we go. Yes, the video moves very slowly and not in real time. The audio is lagging as well. Yeah, I would go to help.mevo.com and open up a support ticket and provide a link so we can watch it. Because the video should not be moving slowly. It should be moving in real time. So if it's moving slowly, we definitely would like to see that because I'm very, very intrigued. Jeff saying, great show, Joe. Jared, thanks. Says, thanks, great show. Need to bring the dog on. I don't know about all that. Laser says, it's nice to see you again. Great show. Sorry if I chatted too much. You guys can chat as much as you'd like. It makes the show go quickly. If I'm just sitting here looking for things to talk about, it's never a good thing. So we do have a couple more minutes. I'll stay on here for a couple more minutes. Why not? We're in no rush to end this. I'm enjoying hanging out with you all. Yeah, definitely don't apologize for talking too much, Laser. Definitely always welcome to talk. Happy to help. Kapow. There it says. What's behind that blind? This is just blackout curtain behind there. It's like a blackout thing. Because as we all know, you do not want to point a camera at a window that has lights. So that curtain is permanently blacked out, or the window is not permanently. I guess it's just like a piece of cloth that goes over it. But I guess behind that is a window. Just behind that would be a window. Awesome. All right, everyone. Thanks so much. Thanks for participating. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to come back on Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to come hang out with Will and I. And then on Thursday, Will is going to get into Host React, and we're going to go over Chris's setup because apparently it's really cool. I unfortunately just was not prepared to go over it today, and Will did all the homework, so I want to make sure that he gets the ability to show and give Chris some justice with everything that he's working on. So until next Tuesday, we will see you all then. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your day.